Alright everybody, video number 10, messed with the color, so I'm doing black and white just to mix it up just for fun. I will say this, forgive me if this doesn't come out smooth, but this gentleman's handwriting is difficult to read. A lot of cursive that yeah, some of it's difficult. So bear with me. Letter number 10. Dear Ethan, man, I really just want to express my gratitude for you taking the time out of your day to come and share your story with us. Thank you. I am also very sad that it took something so tragic to get you on the right track. Just when I say that I understand, I was dealing drugs. That is what got me in prison. I didn't think about the fast money, the victims that it created. I've been down 11 years, working on 12 now, and people are still being affected by my reckless and irresponsible actions. Something about a son. I can't really read it all. He was 8 years old when I came in, and I do not know what it is to be like a fatherless child. I admire the way you have turned it around and the way you talked about holding your ground while inside. I have been using the time to be a better person. Looking at the smallest of details and taking a minute out of the day because you are not supposed to do it. Cutting the corners. I'm going faster, walking them extra steps, and it seems insignificant to others, however, in me. I know that in my life there are no shortcuts. I am a big fan of self-help and psychological books. Right now, I am reading Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltese. One after this, something I noticed under your parole certificate was the footprints in the sand. That and the Serenity Prayer have helped me so much over the years. I commend you, Ethan, and I pray that you are doing what you're doing, and I hope to be out there soon following in your footsteps. I'm sorry I butchered that letter. Some of that cursive I can't just read, and I'm trying to put it together. But I'll just touch base on what he was saying with the parole certificate and the footprints in the sand, which is kind of cool, and I got 2 little stories for that. But on that PowerPoint that day, I had a picture of my office where I was talking about my process and my keys and how I put up my daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, all that type of stuff. And I always had my certificate for parole, and underneath that was the walking in the footprints, where you see one set of footprints in the sand, and asking God, like, what? I only saw one track of footprints, and it was because God was carrying them the whole time. Well, that was on my wall, and he saw that, and that's what he's referring to. And which is kind of cool, because that picture meant a lot to me. He doesn't know this, and a lot of people don't know this, but my high school coach And I'll never forget, on the day of my hearing in June of 2004, the courtroom was like filled with people, and he gave me that poster. Problem is, you couldn't take it. And so when I got out, that was one of my first buys, was to buy that same poster that he gave me, because it meant a lot to me. I didn't make it through prison. God carried me through prison. Like, I shouldn't have survived. I'm a scrawny, goofy white dude with no fighting skills, no, gang ties, no political ties, none of that stuff. And somehow I maneuvered through prison like pretty easily. And I'm thankful every day, because I know I couldn't have done it without God. Like, that's the only reason I made it through. And so him pointing that out is really cool, because there was another point at one of those events that I'll never forget. And I ended up using it the next time I came back. So I was doing my workshop with the inmates, and one of the gentlemen stands up and he goes, "Hey, Mr. Fisher, do you see that?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" And at the time, I had pictures of my journal entries when I was writing in prison about what I wanted to do and where I was going to go. And he goes, "Look at that date." And we look up at the date, and it was almost perfect. But I was literally talking to inmates almost 10 years later, after I had written down that I was going to speak to inmates while I was locked up in prison. And it tied all the writing goals down and setting goals. And that almost 10 years to the date, something that I wrote down in prison that I wanted to do when I got out. And I was literally doing it almost 10 years to the day. So that's why I know everything that I've been doing the last 13 years is supposed to be done. It has been extremely hard and difficult. It really has. This has been some of the most challenging times of my life. And that's saying a lot, considering everything I've been through. But I know that I gotta keep fighting. I know I gotta keep pushing, because I help people. I do. That's my motivation. Like, I'm fueled by something different. Yes, I can't survive without money. You need money in this world. You need finances. I don't care about fame or celebrity or people knowing my name. I care about being on that stage, not because I want the stage lights on me. That's my opportunity to speak to people in that audience who are going to connect with my story and realize they can change too. I've changed a ton. I'm still the same person. I still have the same negative traits. I'm still a flawed human being. I'm still the same messed up person I was when I was 23 when I got in my accident. But how I approach life and how I've changed, I choose choices to be better. Now, I'll be completely transparent and honest. The last couple months, I haven't been on top of my game the way I should be. And it's because I'm burnt out. I've been burnt out the last couple of years. Like, I've been grinding so hard for people don't understand. Dedicated, sacrificed everything. Lost everything. All because I know I can help other people. That's why I'm so frustrated at the speaking industry, is there's so many fakes and frauds, and they get up on stage and they say the same packaged crap over and over. They take the same exact speech from some other speaker and they bundle it up and they mix it up and put it in their own words. There's no authenticity to it. And then they know how to market, and they bundle it and they package it, and they do really well. Cool for them. That's not why I do it. I go through what I do and sacrifice and tooth and nail and fight because of letters like this. Giving people hope. Showing people that there is a way. It's not easy. I've had hundreds of people ask me about how do I be a speaker. You don't want to follow my path. You don't. There isn't one person on this planet that's going to want to go through what I've gone through as a speaker. Nobody. I guarantee you that. That's why I don't offer coaching services. It's a simple fact that what I have been through, there's no other speaker who's been through that. I mean, I'm not going to say no one. But to push through like I've done, being a speaker is harder than starting a business. 90 to 95% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. I saw some stat a couple years ago, the speaking industry is even worse. And then on top of it, you have people saying that they're speakers, and you end up doing some research and find out they've done like 5 or 10 speeches in their entire life, and they consider themselves a speaker, label themselves as a speaker. And I understand, like, go ahead and manifest what you want. Got people that say they're basketball players. They're not basketball players. Got people that say they're basketball coaches. They have no idea what they're doing. None. I've seen some guys posting these clips about why they're doing a dribble move, and it is wrong. Yes, you're taking what you see with the NBA players. You have no idea how that move was set up 7, 8, 9, 10 possessions before that for that move to even work. And you're trying to use that move on the moment of point of contact when they're waiting for you. That's why Europeans are MVPs. Fundamentals. AAU is trash. The shoe circuit, yeah, you get the best athletes in the world and guys that are going to get NBA contracts, but they don't last. They're the ones that go to the league for 3 or 4 years because they get drafted on potential. They never worked on their game. They've got no fundamentals. They've got no skills. They're just athleticism. And that's why you got non-athletic dudes with no speed or skill, and they're out there cooking dudes because basketball is about fundamentals. The same as with speaking. There is a fundamental process to this game of speaking on stage. Like, I've studied it. It is a process. But again, it circles back to all of this. Like, it is hard to succeed at whatever you're doing. Yes, there are new ways with AI and all these programs that can help speed up this process. But again, it's going to come back to what I was talking about the other day. You're going to have a lot of rich people in this world, and then they're all going to fail later on if they can't use the same AI platforms because they don't understand the fundamentals and the skills that they needed to get to that point. So when AI is gone and they're stuck and they don't have anything to lean on to do that work for them, what are they going to do? It is the same with basketball players. You take away their athleticism and put them out there and they can't jump and they can't run, but they got to play the game of basketball using their IQ and their skill set, they are going to get ran through every single possession. I'm 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. I am not athletic. Yes, I could drop step, two-hand, I couldn't dunk it. I dunked twice in my life. But I could drop step from the paint at the block. I do two hands, hang on the rim. I can put my rim here. I just got tiny hands, so I can never dunk it. I'm not athletic. But I played against some of the fastest, quickest people that you can imagine. I didn't beat them with that. I beat them with basketball IQ and skill. Jalen Brunson. He's not the fastest. He's changing pace, angles, bodies, bumps. There is a skill set to that. It is the same with business. It's the same with speaking. It's the same with life. It's the same with sports. It's the same with any successful business owner. There is skill sets all the way up there that you can't skip. You can't, like this dude said, you can't skip steps, no matter how insignificant they feel. Like, my ex-wife won't appreciate this comment. Not because it's against her, but I had opportunities to have some people help me in the speaking industry. And one, I didn't do it because I'm stubborn. I like to figure things out on my own. And yes, there's a piece of me that regrets it because my hockey stick of growth would have happened years ago. Chances are I'd still be married. But there's a piece of me that didn't want to do it ever because I didn't want to cheat this process that I'm going through and learning about this whole thing. Yes, there are other ways that I could have hired somebody and had them help me out with things, but I wanted to learn about the system and how to do it, because if I skip those steps, I'm not going to know how to do it later on when I'm helping other people. But until I figure it out for myself, I can't help other people. And again, that's skipping skill sets. It's skipping the steps to get to a point. You can't do that. And again, that's with everything. Yes, there are some 21-year-old kids right now with AI who are killing it. If they're not smart with that money now and investing it and putting it into other things and continually learning, protecting that money, whether it's index funds or whatever they want to do, if they think that money is going to continue like it is, maybe they get lucky and it is. But what's going to happen in 5 years when everybody knows AI and you don't have a competitive advantage? What are you going to do when some savvy business owner who's been doing this for 30 years finally figures out how to use AI but knows all the tricks of the trade, and in 5 years you're going to have nothing left because they took everything from you because you skipped those steps? I get it. There's times I want things done easy for me, I do. I don't want to go through this process I've been going through. But deep down, I know I have to go through it because it's a part of the process. And it sucks. I don't want to do it. But I know what my end goal is. When I get to my end goal, I hope it's going to be worth it. I see it. I see my vision. I see my vision every single day. I've seen my vision every single day for the last 13 years. It's taken a little longer than I wanted and a little longer than I hoped. But once it comes to fruition, it's going to be dope. It's going to be so cool. And so those thousands of people that I reached out to be a part of it, I'm going to remember that. I tried to get people to be a part of this journey with me. I heard crickets. So, don't be offended. In a few years, when you see me doing things that you couldn't imagine, and I don't respond, call me petty. I might be Tom. But understand, I've got things brewing. Got things cooking up. But it's not skipping steps. That's why it's taking so long. I think there was one other point I wanted to do, but Yeah, one of the biggest ones is he realizes 12 years later, after being incarcerated on his 12th year, that he's still seeing the impact to the victims of his crimes. 12 years later. It's 23 years for me. Every single day she wakes up, her husband's not in that bed. I have no idea what's happened to her since. But 23 years later, his grandkids, they don't see him during Christmas. They haven't received a gift from him in 23 years. They're adults. His daughter, I think she's close to my age. Half of her life now without him. Because of me. Because of the choice that I made to go out and drink with my friends, who I don't talk to. I don't have anything against them. I'm worse than anybody. But people are seasons. People come and go. Your friends come and go. I've had thousands of friends, and none of them have ever stuck with me. Now, what's that say about me? That's a whole lot. Trust me, I think about that a lot. I've had over 155 roommates. I've moved 38 or 38 or 39 times in 46 years of my life. I'm not built for relationships. I'm not built for friendships. I'm not built for that. I've never been able to hold on to friendships for a long time. Now, some of my teammates is different. Teammates and friendships are different. Teammates are like dudes that I could not talk to for a decade. And the moment I see them, it'll be nothing. It's going to be like we never missed a day. Teammates are different. But like friends, I don't have any friends. Never have. I had friends in school and we were cool. But after high school, college, I haven't had a friend in 20 years. The only friend I had was my ex-wife, but I didn't last long. But yeah.